Good morning, how are you? Today, inshallah, we're gonna start talking about the defining relative clauses. Defining relative clauses. Before we start talking about the relative clause, we have to know what's the meaning of a clause. What's the meaning of a clause? The clause is a sentence. Full sentence, but this sentence depends on other sentence to complete the meaning. For example, look here. If you study hard. So guys, if you look at this sentence, it is a full sentence, but it doesn't give us the full meaning. We need other sentence to complete the meaning. So you will pass. You will pass. So in this situation, we have this full sentence and this is full sentence, but these are clauses because they are dependent sentence. They depend on each other to complete the meaning. So we call this a clause. We call this a clause. Okay, so this is the idea of a clause. Now, today, inshallah, we're gonna start talking about defining relative clauses. So the defining relative clauses, it is the clauses that starts with one of the relative pronouns. We have relative pronouns. Relative pronouns. We have 4 relative pronouns. Who, we use it for people. Whose, we use it for possession. And where, we use it for places. And which, we use it for things and animals. So the clause that starts with one of these relative pronouns, we call them the relative clause. Again, these are relative pronouns. We use each one of them for a purpose. For example, who for people, whose for possession, where for places, which for things and animals. Now, look here. The defining relative clause. It comes immediately after a noun and give us information about the noun. And the relative clause can come in the middle. For example, the hospital where my sister works is enormous. So guys, where is the defining relative clause? Yes, excellent. This is the defining relative clause. I know it because it starts with a relative pronoun, which is where. Because it starts with a relative pronoun, which is where. So this is the relative clause. So what does it do? It gives us information about the noun. Which noun? Hospital. So what is the information about this hospital? My sister works in it. This is information about the noun, which is the hospital. And the defining relative clause comes at the end of the sentence. For example, she's the vet. She's the vet, يعني الطبيب البيطري. She's the vet who looked after my cat. So this is the relative clause. Why? Because it starts with the relative pronoun, which is who. So, and this relative clause gives us information about the noun. So, it gives us information about the noun, which is the vet. This vet who looked after my cat. Now guys, please, your homework for today to copy this in your notebook and resend it to me on WhatsApp. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.